Hello, good afternoon, friends. It is just around 2 o'clock Eastern Time here in Markham, Ontario, Canada. And welcome to my Stampin' for Fun Facebook page. My name is Genevieve Coe, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Canada. I have been doing Stampin' Up! For probably 13 and a half years or so it's been quite a while. And I've had so many great and fun experiences, and I just realized that I love to share stamping with others. I love to I consider myself a little bit of a teacher, a little bit of a crafter, and just someone who likes to get enthusiastic about things. So I decided that Tuesday afternoons would be a good time to share what I've been stamping and creating and share it with you. So hopefully you can join in live. Great, I see some friends are on. Hi, Emily. So if you do join in and watch live, feel free to comment. I love to see your questions. I love to hear from you. Oh, Bonnie, yes, I saw that you joined the Team S.T.I.C stampers and with Diane, so that's exciting. So wonderful. Hi, Pat. Good. Oh, people are changing the winter tires. Yeah, it's that time now. We're getting into spring, which is awesome. Okay, so today, let me give you the date because I know some people are watching the recording, so it's always good to know when the recording was made. Today is April the 13th. Tuesday afternoon. And so if you're joining in, make sure, whether you're watching the recording or joining live, make sure to comment so that I know that you're here. And also it's a way just to win a little prize from me, just to say thanks for tuning in and so I don't feel too lonely here. Hi, Lolita. So last week's Tuesday at 2, draw prize winner was Serena. So I don't think I've seen Serena join in yet, but often she joins in. So Serena, I'll put your little prize aside for you. Hi, Natalie. Bonjour. Okay, so there's lots going on here in the Craft Cave. I have been getting all my April classes all set up. Oh yes, Rita, feel free to share the video with your friends too. My Facebook page is public, so go ahead and share the video so others can learn about Stampin' Fun and how easy it is. So I've been busy down here cutting and prepping for all the April classes, so everything is ready for pickup. If you are local and planning to pick up your April classes, they are ready. If you requested your April classes shipped, they were shipped out sort of all different times depending which class I got finished, but they've all left as of last week. So fingers crossed you get them in time. I know it's very hit and miss with the mail, but the great thing about all the virtual classes now is that you can always catch the recording later, so you're never really missing anything. Hi, Katerina. Yeah, I just mentioned that the April classes are ready for pickup, so I think there's 2 for you to pick up. Hi, Sylvia. Okay, great. So I'm busy doing that in the Craft Cave. As well, I was cutting and prepping for somebody who had requested a private class with her friends and family. And that's actually the great thing. All my home parties that I used to do have gone to virtual home parties. And I think people enjoy that even more because then they can invite their friends and family from all over the country to join their girls' afternoon out. And so this class that I'm prepping for is for a lady who lives just not really northern Ontario, but a little more north than I am. And she had requested a treat packet class. So that's the great thing about private classes. You can request the theme. Everybody's getting a stamp set included in their private class fee. And so I want to prep them and mail them out because, with the mail. But I'm hoping that everyone will enjoy the class. And then they'll have all these little treat packets that they can give out to friends and family, or their private class would be before Mother's Day, so they could even give it out to their moms. So if you are thinking that you want to do something fun with your friends, or you're thinking, gosh, there's a lot of Stampin' Up! Stuff I want, and maybe your pocketbook can't afford it all, then hosting a private class is a great idea. Contact me, we'll pencil in a date, we'll customize a private class just for you. Hello, Julie from New Brunswick. So that's what I've been busy doing down here. It's a little chaotic with all the paper and kits and plastic bags and everything going on, but I am excited to share with you today. I'm going to just continue with what I started last week. Every month, I love to pick a product and use that product all month so that you can see different ways that things can be used. And it's not unusual for me to pick something that I'm not super familiar about because it gives me a reason to play and become familiar with it. So as you know, last month, or if it's your first time, you might not know, but last month I focused on the Love You Always foil sheets because I bought them because they were pink and I love pink, but I hadn't actually used them very much. So all month last month, I focused on the Love You Always foil sheets and we had fun. So this month's product of the month is the Stamparatus. So if you were here last week, I showed how I like to use the Stamparatus for large stamps. I used a big background stamp called, I think Wild Roses, I think is what it's called. And so that was great. And today I'm going to show you how to use the Stamparatus. And we're going to talk about two-step stamping. Okay, so go ahead, keep commenting so I can enter you in the drawing, but also so that you can ask your questions and I can help you as we go along. So let me flip the camera over and get this going. I don't have mad technology skills, so I'm pretty much I have a one camera system here. Okay, and we'll flip that over. So a couple reminders about events I do have coming up in May. One that I want to talk about, I don't have a flyer for it, but it is my new catalog stamp camp. So you can check it out, all my links, at my Linktree link, Linktree/Stampin' for Fun. Okay, so my new catalog stamp camp is something that I have always done anytime there's a new catalog. And guess what, friends? May the 4th starts a new catalog. I have to show you. Now, I'm not allowed to show you the inside of it, unfortunately. Okay, but this is our current catalog. These flags are all the things that are leaving. Why are they taking away some beautiful things, beautiful stamps and things? They're taking it away to make room for some beautiful new things. And so whenever there's a new catalog, look at how I know it's Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. Maybe on the new catalog launch day, I'll do a live video wearing my Star Wars shirt. I should get Kevin to wear his Star Wars shirt too. We'll both wear it on that day for sure. We have these matching Star Wars shirts we got from Disney World. Anyway, so yes, it's Star Wars Day and the release of the new annual catalog. So whenever a new catalog comes out, I love to play. I love to create. And I love to share it with others. So please sign up for my new catalog stamp camp. I actually cut and prep 10 different cards. So at the end of the stamp camp, you'll be able to create 10 cards. Plus, you'll get special stamping demonstrations from guest demonstrators who will be showcasing new suites in here. And May the 4th is, Anne's asking, what's happening on May the 4th? The new catalog goes live. You can start shopping from this catalog on May the 4th. So I'm not allowed to show you anything inside. I can only show you the cover. But just to get you excited. Now, the cool thing about Stamp Camp is it has evolved due to the pandemic. People used to come. I used to rent the church basement, and we'd all stamp and share all these supplies and sit around the table and eat. So we're not doing that. We haven't done that for a little while. But what we did last time worked really well. If you live anywhere, sort of the GTA area-ish, then you were able to borrow my traveling bins. So my bins actually left my house, and all 10 stamps. Like I used 10 different stamp sets, different accessories, different papers, all to show off the new catalog. And then you get the bin to your house, you stamp with it, and then you put it on the porch, and the next person comes and picks up the bin and stamps it at their house. And the bin actually traveled all over the GTA. It was really, really cool. And I think people said it worked out. It was the first time I tried it, but I think people liked the fact that they weren't really rushed and they could just stamp. And then this way they still got to see tons of new stamps in action. Now, I also had people join in from long distance that weren't able to use the traveling bins, but that's okay because all they did was, because what we did is we had a Zoom time and everyone joined in on the Zoom time, and I was able to actually demonstrate how to assemble the 10 cards. I showed how to stamp them. And so people long distance substituted with stamps that they had. So because I do all of the pre-work for the 10 cards, I pre-cut, die cut, include any new ribbon pieces you need, any new embellishments. Like if it's like 3 gems, I'll cut out 3 gems for you and stick them in the envelope. And that way you still get a taste and a flavor of all the new catalog stuff. The only difference if you're long distance is that you can't borrow my stamps and ink. So you would use your own stamps and ink, but you still get the goodie bag. You still get everything pre-cut for you. You still get access to the Zoom. You still get access to the all the supply list. You still get access to all the prizes that I give away. So please consider the annual catalog stamp camp. The Zoom will be on the Sunday, I think it's May the 30th, whatever day the Sunday is at the end of May. You can just register here. Just go to this Linktree link, Stampin' for Fun, click upcoming classes. It'll show all the April classes, but one of the choices is the new catalog stamp camp. Okay, so consider that because we're getting ready. But we don't want to say farewell too soon because we can't forget that some things are leaving. So today I'm going to use a stamp set that is retiring. And I want you to make sure to I just want to say, have a kind of a little farewell party for it today, because this will not be carrying over into the new catalog, but it is a super cute set. And it is a 2-step stamping set. So you can see on the case it actually says 2-step. And 2-step stamps are great for using the Stamparatus. Okay, so this is called Special Someone 2-step stamping. So let's get started with some stamping. I know I don't normally show you what the final card is going to look like, but today I want to, because I think it will help you see where I'm going and how I'm using the Stamparatus. So this is the card that we're going to make together today, that I'm going to show you today. And you're going to see how I used the Stamparatus to make this card. So why don't we go ahead first and cut all the pieces so that I'll have it ready. Now, if you're just joining in or you're new to my page, I do like to hop on and share some stamping every week on Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern, but I love to read your comments as well. So make sure that you comment, ask questions. Don't worry if you know nothing about stamping, ask me questions and I can help answer them. And of course, if you want to know anything or shop for any of the products, just head to this link and you'll find all the information and links that you need there. Okay, so let's cut our paper. This is going to be a regular size card. I'm using basic black as the card base. So let's cut that. Okay. There we go. The reason it takes me a second to find the paper, and the reason why I wanted to do this is because I'm hoping to make multiples of this card. So I had actually taken it over to my industrial paper cutter there. It wasn't right next to me. Okay. So this is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Okay. Oh, I think Lolita was on here, and Lolita was just asking the other day about how to kind of get started. So when you buy your cardstock, it comes regularly. You know, the size that is most commonly purchased is the 8.5 by 11 inch. okay? And so to make a card, we're gonna cut it in half. So I'm gonna put it in the trimmer, and all I'm doing is putting the edge of the cardstock at 5.5, because that's where I want to cut it. I want to cut it in half at the 5.5 inch mark. And I take this blade and cut. So when you're using this trimmer, you want to make sure that the edge of your cardstock butts up against this ledge of the trimmer. That helps you get a straight, clean cut. And then I'm just going to rotate it, and I'm going to score it in half. So basically when you're making the card base, you're cutting in half and then scoring in half. Now the scoring blade is a light gray blade, and you can just apply some pressure there and it makes that score mark. Okay, yes, that's the card we're gonna make today. It's so cute. Can't believe that stamp set is leaving. So this is your last chance to purchase that stamp set if you don't have it already. It's such a cutie. Okay. And then, so that's the card base, and you've heard me say before, I love to just put those layers on. It just gives some extra interest to the cards. So the next layer is 4 inches by 5.25. So it's just 1/4 inch less. I'm using this kind of cheerful Coastal Cabana color. When this color first came out, oh my, I used it all the time. I don't know if you see it. There's another stamper named Dina Ricow. She's another demonstrator. She lives in the U.S. I heard her describe this color as, this is how we know God loves us, because this color exists. It's such a pretty color. Okay, so 4 inches by 5.25. And that's how we've got our layer. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut the white piece, the basic white piece, which is what we'll be stamping today. And it is 4 inches. I believe it's 4 inches by 3.5. Hopefully I remembered that correctly. If not, I can always trim it. That's the great thing about stamping, actually. When you make a mistake, it's not the end of the world at all. It's just paper. So we don't have to be afraid. We don't have to be afraid to use it. We don't have to be afraid to cut it. It isn't $1 million. It's not like working with silver or gold. I know there's jewelry makers that work with more precious materials, but we're just using our lovely cardstock. And okay, so there we go. So it's 4 inches by 3.5 inches. Okay, and so again, I'm just going to create a little mat to go around it, just to give a bit of a border. So again, just to keep our color combination, 4.25 with the black, and then 3 3/4. Okay, so I think that's all the paper that we'll need today. Okay, so you can see how I've cut the paper. You can see how we're going to layer it so that it will turn into the final card. Now, if I were making just one of these cards, I'll be honest, I don't think I would take out my Stamparatus. The Stamparatus, I personally think, now some of you may use it differently, some of you that already own the Stamparatus. The Stamparatus is great if you have fine motor difficulties and it's hard for you to kind of hold our blocks, okay? Or if you have, hand strength difficulties and it's hard for you to push firmly down, then I think the Stamparatus is great for that. And the Stamparatus is great if you are doing multiples of things. So I want to show you today about how awesome it is when we're doing 2-step stamping and making multiples, because I want to actually make 10 of these. So that's why I had my paper over at my industrial paper cutter, because I was going to cut all the pieces, but knowing me, of course, I got distracted and it didn't happen, so I'll have to do it later. Okay, and so we've got our pieces all cut. That's how easy it is. And then I'm going to use the Stamparatus, okay, because I know I'm going to make multiples. The reason why I think it's good for multiples is because it does take setup time to use the Stamparatus. So for me personally, the time it takes to set it up, if I was just making one, it wouldn't be worth it for me. But if I'm making multiples, or of course, as I mentioned, if you have some difficulty with your hands, hand strength, arthritis, fine motor issues, then go ahead. The Stamparatus is awesome for that. Okay, so this stamp set is photopolymer, okay? So what that means is that it is using a material, I guess some kind of photopolymer material. It is see-through, but the photopolymer stamps are thinner than our red rubber stamps. So what that means is you need to put kind of an extra layer down on your Stamparatus. So that's why I have this foam mat. I'm fairly certain that it comes with, I should have studied up what it comes with, but I'm fairly certain it comes with the foam mat and is not an extra purchase. Let's take a peek here. Let's find it. Oh, Sarah loves the photopolymer stamps you have. Yeah. Stamp multiples. The Stamparatus has all the features you want. Yes, it comes with the foam mat. Okay, and okay, I think I'm going to show you something that might not even be available. Okay, that's okay. The small grid paper, very useful. And yeah, so the foam mat comes with it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this on here. Let's put our magnet on here. Okay, so this is what we're shooting for here. Okay, let me show you how fun our two-step stamps are. So where's my piece of paper that I cut? Hello? Okay. So one tip I find is that you want to get an idea of where you want to put your little fellow. Okay, so I'm going to put, and everything that I'm going to stamp in black, I'm gonna put it down here. The problem is I don't think I cleaned my stamps, which kind of disturbs me a bit, but anyway, so there might be a bit of a little shadow there. Okay, and then our word, we'll put that down. This balloon is special. I have someone special in mind to receive this card. One of my dear friends actually, unfortunately, contracted the coronavirus. So it sounds like she's getting better, so I am feeling good about that. But I wanted to make her a card. Okay, so I think those are all the things I am going to do in black there. So I put it down where I want. Okay, and hopefully it is now attached to, see, that's why I should clean the stamp. I don't know if you can see that there's a little bit of a mark there, but anyway, put this up here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to ink it up, and we're going to, what's fun about this is we can ink it up all at once because I'm using black for all of them. Oh, I think it's off the screen. Let me bring this down so you can see. Can you see that? Okay. So see, this is how the plates of the Stamparatus help to, if you have fine motor difficulties or difficulties with your hands, right? Because you kind of just need the gross motor skills to just be able to push it down. Okay, so there we go. Hopefully I've inked it all up, okay? Oops. Okay, so I basically just pulled the plate over and ta-da, we have our little saying. Oh, this didn't get properly inked up. Don't worry, we can just push again and it's in exactly the same spot, right? Because it's awesome that way. It stayed in place with the magnet. It just goes down if I missed anywhere. Okay, so that already looks great. And so see what I mean about making multiples? If I had pre-cut the paper, I could just move that, stick the next one in, boom, do the next one. Put it in, boom, do the next one. Okay, so that's why I think the Stamparatus is great for multiples. Now, let me show you about two-step stamping. The idea about two-step stamping is that you can get your stamped image using sort of two steps. Oh, hi, Debbie. I got a card from you, I think, Debbie. Thank you very much. You're so kind. Okay, so if you can see, I didn't use markers to fill in this little guy. It's actually a stamp that is part of the stamp set. See him there? So I did the outline in black. I'm going to do his little body here in smoky slate. So, and then again, I'm just going to set it up. Now, it's best if the stamp is clean, which this one I don't think it is, but anyway, we'll try our best not to wiggle and jiggle too much. So I'm laying it down where I would want it, and let's see whether I've got it where I want it. You'll be proud of me, guys. I'm wearing my glasses. I have my glasses. I didn't lose my glasses. Okay, and then our little mouse guy, I'm also gonna do in smoky slate too. I found him a little harder to line up, but he is super cute too. I used the ears as my guide to try to line him up. Hopefully I got it okay. Okay, so you can see how they have it for the squirrel too. There's like the outline part and the colored in part. Okay, and that is that. So we can go ahead, and the Stamparatus comes with 2 plates. So I'm using 1 plate here. I'm using the other plate on the other hinge here because I'm using a different color for these guys. Okay, so whoops. I didn't push hard enough there. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Okay, so we'll just push that on. So they should be on the plates now. Okay, and then I'm going to ink it up with the smoky slate. And so you will see kind of the magic that happens when you use 2-step stamps. You get kind of a deeper, richer, just more depth. Oh, I did a terrible job lining up this mouse. I just noticed that. It's gonna bug me. Okay, don't cry, people. Let me just clean this mouse. I just looked at it and I thought, oh, no, he's gonna look like he's a strange mouse jumping around. I did not do a good job, so I'm just gonna wipe it. This is actually really handy, having the chamois nearby, because if you do get any ink on your Stamparatus plates, you can just wipe it. Okay, so let's line up our mouse again. Sorry, Mr. Mouse. Okay, so I'll just line up his ears and his body a bit. Hopefully I'm doing a better job this time around. We shall see. Okay. Okay, and so I already had the ink there from this guy, but we can just ink it up again. Get our little mouse. Probably need our magnet over here. Okay, there we go. And we'll stamp. Okay, I don't think I did a good job lining up. That's what I mean. It takes this setup time. It's only worth it if you're doing multiples, okay? So, because otherwise I would just like do one by hand. Okay, so once we've got that down, okay, we've got both these. This is not the perfect ideal thing. I don't know why we're having trouble. Okay, and then here we go. We've got our little guy. And then I want to do a balloon here. So let's get our little balloon string. I'm not loving this for some reason. I probably should have used 2 magnets to keep everything in place because I feel like everything's shifting. Okay, so if he's holding a little balloon there, okay, but I can't use this same plate. What am I gonna do? I want the balloon in black. It doesn't really matter, but I can't use the same plate. So what am I gonna do? I am gonna take this plate off and I'm gonna rotate it. I'm gonna turn it around, okay? And then I can use the other side of the plate, okay? So that I've got it on this side, okay? And then maybe, let's see if we can stick the little balloon on as well. Okay, so it might help to stamp our little balloon string. Okay. Okay. And then we'll put our balloon here. Okay, kind of, let's see whether we can sneak it up a bit. We might have to flip this again. Okay, because I thought we could buy extra plates, but it doesn't look like you can buy extra plates. Because at the time, I think at one point in time, we were able to buy extra plates, and that's kind of what I did. So maybe we'll flip this back, and then we can put this on here. Okay. Okay, so I actually used an extra plate, but since they don't sell the extra plates, I am just kind of reusing the same plates over and over. Are you guys tracking with me? Okay, so there we go. There's our little balloon. Okay. Oh, let's give it a little push there. Oh, you can't buy extra plates anymore. Oh, see, I was thinking you could buy extra plates, which is really helpful. Okay. Okay. There we go. So see, if you don't get a firm image, you can just do it again. Okay. And then this is really not working out as planned because I had the extra plate idea. Okay. Because now to do the inside piece, we'll have to change colors, but that's okay. We can turn this plate around. And we're going to do the Coastal Cabana inside the balloon. Okay, so let's get the filled in balloon and pop it in here. Okay, there we go. And so we'll just know that this one's going to be Coastal Cabana. Okay, I really should use 2 magnets. Okay, there we go. And so we've got our Coastal Cabana. Okay, so I think it's definitely really useful for doing multiples. I know I keep saying that because you're thinking, wow, this is really slow to make one card. But it's only because I had to set it all up on the plates. But now that I've got all my plates set up the way I want, now when I'm doing more, I can just have the paper pre-cut, stick it in here, put the magnet on, do all the black ones first, boom, flip the plate over, do the string with black, boom. Here we can do the smoky slate, flip the plate over, do our smoky slate, okay? And then when we're ready to fill in the balloon, flip the plate over and we can fill in the balloon, okay? So that is hopefully a little bit of an idea of how to use the Stamparatus to create multiples of a card and to use for 2-step stamping. Okay, so here's our little card. Let's finish it off. I'm going to keep all these things on here because, as I told you, I want to make more of these cards. Okay, so we can just go ahead, put that on. Okay, I cut the wrong size. Did I cut the wrong size? Oh my gosh, I am like completely off today. Let's just check our measurements. Oh no, because this is the leftover piece. I was like, what? Here's the pieces I had pre-cut. Now we are making sense, friends. Okay, so anyway, this is the card I wanted to give to my friend because it's so cute. The balloon is so special. It's filled with helium. So it's a great get well soon kind of card. I can put that on there. And you know my little tip? Stamp before you stick, right? Stamp before you stick. So, where's it's filled with helium? Here. Is that it? Yep. Okay, and then we can just stamp that kind of the bottom part. Okay, so if you don't have a Stamparatus, you can still absolutely use 2-step stamps just by mounting them on the blocks, but I would recommend that you get a number of blocks, right? So that you don't have to keep peeling this on and off every time you're changing. I just kind of put it on another block and away I go. Okay, so stamping is just tap, 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 straight down, straight up. Okay, and then glue that on with our seal. Okay, guys, I am in love with this stuff. I know when it first came, I had trouble like using it or something, and now I don't even know why I had trouble, because maybe I just had to get used to like how it works or something. But it's great. It's so strong. It's so smooth. It's great. I love my seal now. We're married now. For those of you that watch regularly, you know how I was like, I don't know, we're just dating. And then I was kind of like, oh, okay, we've moved in together, but you know, I could leave at any time. But now we're married. Okay. So that is our card. Okay, it's a little messy. But I know that once I get going, oh, we got to put the gems. Oh, I love the gems. Hello, gems. Here they are. These are also retiring. These are the Playing with Pattern resin dots. And I thought, perfect color match. That's actually what I love about Stampin' Up! Products, is that everything matches. There's always something that matches. And then just to show you other cute things with this card, unrelated to the Stamparatus, but related to the fact that you won't be able to get this stamp set very soon. It's only a limited time while supplies last, since it's on the retiring list. Oh, I have a Playing with Patterns dot stuck on my finger. Okay. Da-da-da. So this is the birthday card I made for my son, but see how the raccoon is cut out here and the balloon is cut out? This stamp set has matching dies. It has matching dies. So if any of you have purchased the stamp set or are thinking of purchasing the stamp set, I would really recommend getting the matching dies. They're called the Special Day dies. Not only do you get all the pieces to kind of cut out all the different things, you get extra bonus things like some grass, a little speech bubble. But you see how it can even cut out the little mouse, the squirrel, the raccoon. It's got little flowers in there. And I believe that these dies are on sale as well. So that brings me to a reminder. I can't believe I didn't tell you guys last week. I forgot to tell you guys last week that I was having a BOGO sale. So I hope you guys are on my newsletter list and you didn't miss it. But I am remembering to tell you that Stampin' Up! Updated the clearance rack today. And yes, Sarah, because you did buy the Special Someone stamp set. If you're getting the cut and emboss machine, you should definitely get the dies. They're on sale while supplies last. It is a retiring item. Okay, so everything you want to know if you're ready to shop and take advantage of the clearance rack, or maybe get yourself a Stamparatus, or this cute stamp set, or anything else you need, just head to my link tree here. So what a link tree is, it's basically a list of all my links. So you'll see that there'll be a link for to browse and shop my online store. Also, if you are interested in the new catalog stamp camp that I mentioned, you can click the upcoming classes. So I think that's it. Does anyone have any questions? Hopefully you liked my card today, even though I kind of struggled. I should have, all these things in retrospect that I should have remembered, right? Like I should use 2 magnets so that the paper doesn't shift, all of that. But hopefully you still got an idea of how to use the Stamparatus and how useful it is. So let me flip this around so I can see. Okay. Just want to see if there's any questions here. Okay. So next week, you'll have to make sure to tune in next week, because I'm going to show another way to use the Stamparatus. So last week, I showed you about using the Stamparatus for our big stamps. This week, I showed you how to use the Stamparatus for 2-step stamping and how to flip the plates so that you can get more stamps kind of on it. And then next week, I have something else to show you. So make sure to tune in every Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern. And don't forget to keep commenting and sharing the video. And I can enter you into a little drawing. Okay. Is there a new host code for April? There is a host code that I've been using as part of my BOGO sale. So if you go back in an email, you'll see it. But don't worry, Sylvia. I can add it for you after, if need be. Okay, Sylvia, did you get a chance to peek at my BOGO sale? I can't remember if you were in there or not, because that's the best way to kind of take advantage. Okay, so that is it. Oh, you didn't know how it worked. Oh, I'm glad that I could help. Okay. I know, it's one of those tools that I had right next to me on my table, but I don't use it enough. So I thought, I'm going to use it as the product of the month for April. Okay, guys, thanks for joining me. I will see you next week, but make sure to reach out and let me know if you have any questions, especially with the clearance rack update and the last chance list. I know it's all crazy, and it's also crazy here. I told you I was cutting for the classes and cutting for private classes, but I'm also prepping catalogs for mailing. So I have looked at the whole sheet of you guys who requested catalogs. So I am prepping catalogs. My beloved husband even stamped the back of them for me. So they all have my info on the back. So we are getting close to getting those new babies out in the mail for you. Okay, have a great week, everyone. Talk to you later. Bye.